In this bonus episode, I'll be making some more store billboard graphics for eBay using Canva.com. These are just to give you some ideas of what you might want to use for your store or what you might want to not use. Feel free to copy anything I do or to reject it completely. And you might want to skip around to the section of the video that is more applicable to you, and I'll list the time signatures down below. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do, and this is relevant to all the designs, is go to canva.com. You can create an account if you haven't already, but you don't need to pay for anything, just the free service is fine. And for any eBay store billboard, the first thing we do is go over to custom dimensions, click that, and type in 1200 by 270 pixels and leave the lock icon unchecked. You'll get this blank canvas that is the right size and shape for your eBay store and a bunch of templates over here to get you started. The first store type we're going to do is a bookstore that sells old and new books and has a somewhat established bookstory feel. So looking through these, I'm struck by this template because although this has a slightly modern feel to it, it also has a very nice old-fashioned feel at the same time. I'm talking mostly about this typeface here. So let's start with that. The first thing I'm going to do is to change the name by clicking on the type, selecting it, and just typing what I want. We're going to call our store Port City Books. All right, now we have a chance here to have a second line or maybe a tagline, and we could do that, but I think I'm going to just get rid of this. So I click on it and hit delete. Now the background, I don't know what this is. It looks like a cabin where there's been a party involving hard cheese and lava lamps. It's not what we want. So I'm also going to click on that and hit delete. Our type's still there. It's just white on white, so we can't see it at the moment. For backgrounds, we can choose to look at photos. We can choose to look at backgrounds. We can upload our own image, but I'm going to look in photos. You can search here on a topic, which I think will be handy for books. Let's try that, books. And they have lots of really nice images you can use. Stay away from the ones with a little crown because those cost money, although it's $1, so, don't worry about it. If you want to buy one, that's fine too. Let's try this picture. It is all old books, but once we make it big, it will become kind of abstract, and it has a nice dark tone to it. So we put it in, it comes in small, and just grab the corner and make it bigger. Keep rearranging where it lands so that you can tell if it's filling the space. There we go. See, it's becoming very abstract. So let's move it up or down to the point where you like it. And when you click outside of the image area, it should pop our type back in. Yeah, see, that looks nice. You don't really look at the books, you just get the impression of books. I think something as simple as this would make a great eBay store header. When you're happy with your banner, just hit download and leave all these settings the same, and it will save to your computer and you can upload it to eBay, and that's it. Now let's make a eBay store billboard for a store that sells vintage toys. I'm going to start with this template this time. I click it, it pops in, and first I'm going to change the title to our store name by double clicking, and our store is called Toys for Everyone. I'm going to type that in uppercase and move this over so it aligns over here. Now we're going to get rid of this yellow background because it's distracting me with its yuckiness. And then we're going to get rid of these little icons by just selecting them all and make sure this line of type isn't selected by shift clicking, and delete. All right. We're also going to get rid of the tagline line. We could totally use it. It would look fine, but we're going to keep it simple. For this one, we're going to use an image but not fill up the whole space. So in photos, I'm going to grab this glass marbles image that really speaks to our vintage toys and make it about 2/3 of the way across. Well, I can move it up and down to find the part I like the best. And now obviously our type doesn't fit anymore, so I'm going to select both pieces and grab the corner to make it smaller. See if that works. Yeah, even a little bigger can work. And center it in that white space. And now I want to give us a colored background for this section, which picks up on a color from the marbles. And to do that, I'm going to just click background. I'm going to choose this red color. And if I wanted to keep changing that, I could click in here and choose these or adjust it. This eBay store billboard is going to be for a store that sells technology, electronics, cameras, that sort of thing. I'm going to start with this template, which Canva suggests to me is good for technology by what they've put in there. But we're going to change a whole bunch of things. So firstly, we're going to delete this camera icon because we sell more than cameras. And secondly, we're going to change the name to Gadget Emporium. And I'm looking at this and I see over here that they actually used all uppercase and that it looks more techy. So I'm going to do that too. I select this and I hit this button and it will uppercase. I also noticed that their letters are spaced out and that gives it a nice cool feel. So I'm going to do that too. I'm going to first just move this over so I have the space. And then I hit this spacing button and I can adjust the letter spacing. And okay, and now I'm going to hit centered, and here's the tagline. All the devices you need. It's a little weird, but it will work. And we're going to make this lined up with that. Stretch out this box so it's the same size, and then hit centered for this as well. Okay. And also bring it down a little. All right, there's the bones of our typography. And I don't want this mint green. I just hit delete on that. I'm going to choose this gradient for background. And this I actually found under photos, although you can find other things that are similar, gradients and solid color, things with texture under the background section. So we'll stick this in and then make it bigger, so that it fills the whole space and goes off the edge. That will ensure we don't get little white edges when we export it. I'm going to click off of the image to make the type pop back up front. And I think this looks kind of neat and modern. I think it also needs a little something more. So we're going to go to the Elements tab. I looked through earlier and found this cool squiggle thing that makes me it makes me think of chords and electricity a little bit, and I think it just looks cool. So we're going to use this and make it bigger. Make sure it's like interacting with the type in a way that is visually acceptable. Let's move it over here. Okay. And this item is this tan color. We're going to make it white. That's better. And then what I'm going to do is make a copy of it by Option or Alt dragging it. And I'm going to use this flip button to flip it horizontally. Now it's a mirror image, and I'm going to move it to the other end. While I'm dragging it, I'm holding down the Shift key, and that keeps it from moving up and down. I think I want to make this type slightly more spaced in so that it fits inside the squiggles better. Okay, yeah, that feels better to me, the more breathing space. And there you go. I'm going to save this by hitting download, and it will save to my computer where I can upload it to my eBay store. Now I'm going to make a template for a store that sells women's clothes and accessories. I'm going to start with this beachwear template. This is a little bit too fun for what we're going for, but we're going to fix that. So first of all, our store is called Lydia. So I type that in, or it's called Lydia Clothing actually. So we'll put clothing in the second line. And this is just way too fun, this font, this handwritten font. So I'm going to change that to something sans serif and simple like Railway. That's much better. Now it feels like the Lydia Clothing brand I'm envisioning. I'm going to move this over so that the G aligns with the end of the A. And then we're going to delete the beach. I'm going to bring the type over here. And I've already looked through the photos on this tab, and I chose something that I think works for this brand, which is this photo. Of course, this is really small and a little bit specific with this specific garment, so I want to take it to a point of more abstraction. I'm going to make it really big. We just have the back of this woman's head and the sweater, and I think it and like this nice neutral sandy color, and I think it's very soft and evocative. And I'm going to click off of it, and we get our type, move up, and then we're going to change the color. We'll try teal and this dark gray, and I think that looks pretty sophisticated, and it still has some flair with the cursive Lydia. I'm going to move it over a teeny bit. And that's it. And I save it by hitting download. Don't have to change anything. Actually, I actually made a second page by mistake, so we're gonna just get rid of that. Only save page 1, hit done. We're gonna download it to our computer where we can upload it to eBay, and there you go. This eBay store billboard design is for a store that sells all kinds of stuff. Maybe it hasn't found its niche yet, or maybe it just sells all kinds of stuff. We're going to start with the beach hammocks template. And once it pops in, we'll change the name to, and the tagline is a bit of everything. And I'm going to leave these little doohickeys here. They're perfectly fine, but we're going to click on these palm tree things and get rid of those. And see, it already looks kind of nice, but the gray background isn't really for us. I'm going to actually choose something from the background tab, and I've already found it, so I'm going to just use my search, and here it is. And that's the design. I think it's super fun, and it's going to look great on the eBay template. So I just hit download, and all these settings are fine. It will download to my computer where I can upload it to my eBay store. If you've made it this far in the video, you get to hear the secret special offer, which is for the first 5 people who respond, I'll make you a store billboard. Just tell me the name of your store and what kind of stuff you sell, and leave it in the comments down below. And for the first 5 people, I will send you a file you can use in your store if you like it. Okay, thanks everyone, and take care.